channel. I'm Liam. Round 12 will be soon upon us. First of the bye rounds. Nervous times. Wanting to field 18 players. Plus also trying to make your team better as well. Usually I start off with going through my trades for this week. But in the case of this week, I am not making a trade. This is one of the hardest rounds to actually bring in players. You either bring in players on their bye or bring in someone that's about to have their bye in 2 rounds' time. So I don't see a point. There's no rookies also on the bubble as well. So we're not missing out on anyone in particular, and there's no real players that have maxed out in price as such and need to go this week. So for me, it's a hold this week. There is the big news of Grundy. Hearing reports that he is back running, so might only be a 1 week, hopefully, because next week is probably the toughest bye round of them all. Hopefully we can have him next week, even though Flynn can cover for next week if he is out. But a Grundy 110 is very much more handy than a Flynn 70. But we'll have to wait and see on that. I'm pretty sure he's definitely out this week. But my instinct is hold unless you're absolutely chasing points and have enough trades in hand. I have 19 this week, so I don't feel the need to offload him. But if you're scraping 17, 16, and you want to probably go a pod to try and move up the ranks, Grundy is going to drop a bit of price after his 76, so you could try and get him back 100k cheaper. It will be a waste of 2 trades though, just be aware of that. But there are some decent options. You can go Nat Nui if you want a 1 in each buy with Gorn, Flynn and Nat Nui with the two buys, but that's all who I would go to if you were thinking of that option. So that's my trade thoughts. Next week I have planned to we'll go 1 up, 1 down with bringing a player off their bye, but also bringing a rookie. Rookies don't overly matter. He'll be handy if they're off their bye, but trying to get rookies on the bubble is still pretty important. And I feel like Bianco is going to be one to target next week. So with captains this week, the loopholes so much easier. You can just chuck a C on one of the bye players. So you got 2 cracks at the captaincy this week. Ideally, you can go anyone really. Each game's spread out. There's no clash of times. But my options for a VC this round. Oliver, number 1 he's just absolutely dominating. Brisbane don't tag. Decent, a little bit tough to score against, but his form's been on fire. Big game, he'll stand up. Gorn, number 2 VC, playing McInerney, not the best ruck. He is holding his own though, but I feel like he can, with Jackson out still, pretty sure he will be 125 probably for Gorny. So here's my number 2 VC option. Third, I don't mind Merritt against Richmond. Richmond do tend to sometimes leak scores, especially in close-ish games. They like to move the ball forward, low possession team, which gives the opportunity for high possessions for the opposition. And my other VC option, number 4, would be Lions against Melbourne. We saw McRae and Bontempelli still had 145, 125 against them. Here's another one, and number 5 would be Steele against Sydney. Sydney has been tough to score against, but still contested beast. It will be a contested game. It's always with the Swans, so he'll be right up there with scoring. So that's my top 5 VCs. You can use you could use a Steele or a Merritt as a captain if you want, but with the VC early on. But my number one captain is McRae. 30 possessions in every game. It won't be tagged at all. Against Freo, watch him rack it up. I don't see anything under 125. He's my number one captain. Bontempelli, number two. Again, he's pretty much untaggable. Higher score per possession rate. And Freo hasn't got the best defence. Feel like they'll leak a few goals. I see Bontempelli kicking a couple in this game. So he's my number two VC. Number two captain this round. Number three is Merritt, who I talked about earlier. Really like him this round against Richmond. For Martin tends to pop up in big games, so I don't think anyone is going to touch him, but I see a big score coming against Essendon here. He tends to stand up in big clashes, so he's my number four. And number five, Nick Nat against Carlton. I see him going about 120, 125. So had a good week last week, and Pitnet seems to be is fairly easy to score against. So that's my top five captains for this week. Loopholes are most people won't be loopholing unless you possibly in the midfield. Some people might have 9 mids. Like I technically could do a Sharp this week. He's not going to play, but it's still possible. But your loophole score is probably a bit higher than usual because you can eliminate that 19th and 20th player. So around probably 60, I would probably take. Usually I'd take 55. This one probably 60, 65, depending on your mate that you're looping with. So that's my preview for this round. Just wait on teams now. This video is recorded before teams. Fortunately, I can't do it after as I'm a little busy on late Thursday and Friday. But hopefully I can get at least 18 named. Hopefully 19, because I do have players like Murphy, Highmore, Waitman and Rowe sitting there battling for that 19th position. But hopefully you'll have a good round this first bye, and we can start to move up these rankings and not have any shockers like we've had in the past. So till Sunday night, it might be Monday morning as it is a late game on Sunday. Have a good one.